All right, I think we are connected and live on YouTube. I just need YouTube to give me this old link. Let me go ahead and get in this mug and share to our community. Oh, YouTube, why do you do this to me in the mornings? Just give me the link, give me the link, give me the link, give me the link. Okay, we're gonna refresh again, try to get this link. So, our community, let's talk about that for a moment. Because if you are a solopreneur or entrepreneur struggling to get to your first six figures in business, we have a community for you and it's free. But guess what? We just released the June calendar and it just helped me to realize that it gives so much value to be free. So you need to be in it. ShayCannon.info/group. Get in the group, get in the group. It is a free community just for you. If you are struggling to get to your first six figures, we try to do three things as a priority in our group. That is number one, we build community. Number two, we collaborate. And number three, we have conversations that are transformational to your business growth. So you definitely want to be there. ShayCannon.info/group. All right, we got everything going. We got YouTube up and we can see the comments. So let's get started. Good morning. Welcome to Unlock Your First Six Figures Morning Show. I am your host, Shay Cannon. It all starts with the blog, and this week's blog is at shaycannon.com/magic. Because what we are talking about this week is the magic of pricing for small business. This was a request by the community last week when we kept kind of touching on the psychology of pricing. So this week we get into it very much more detailed, okay? So the psychology of pricing comes in very handy and is so ingrained in your revenue goals, right? A lot of us have revenue goals. We kind of don't know how we're going to, pull the pie out the sky and make it to this revenue goal that we probably basically pulled out our ass. Let's be honest. So we pull this number, or we have our illustrious first six figures as our milestone. But a part of getting to that revenue goal is having the correct pricing. Okay, it's actually a huge part because when you break down what your revenue goal is and what that looks like per month, what that looks like per week, per quarter. What you understand is if your pricing is too low, it would take you forever. You want to lose hope, have that little low pricing you done confidence priced, okay? So pricing needs to be done right, all right? So we have another blog post at shaycannon.com/pricing that gets you started. It explains pricing to you, helps you to price the value of the transformation. That's not this. What this is, once you have that baseline pricing, we're going to tweak that thing with a little magic and put some psychology on it. And now we're going to help people make a buying decision through some of these psychological pricing hacks. Okay. So I divided these strategies into four different collections. The first one or category is perception-based pricing. And I gave you about 5 strategies under that and some great examples. So if you want to know more about perception-based pricing, go to part 1, which is yesterday's replay, okay? Today we're on part 2, and we're talking about value-based pricing, okay? Now, what you know is we give more on the morning show, more than what is in the blog. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about more than just the strategies. We're going to talk about each strategy, and we're going to talk about when is a good time to use them for both service-based and product-based businesses, all right? So again, this category is value-based pricing. And what that is it emphasizes the perceived value and benefits that the customers receive, right? So the strategies are centered around creating and communicating value proposition to justify the price point, okay? So again, some of these strategies you hear in other categories, but the reasoning or the purpose driving it is a little different. For example, the first strategy is premium pricing. Well, you may remember yesterday we talked about prestige pricing, right? But we really talked about prestige pricing in a way that's more about exclusivity. It's more about just having a high price to have a high price. Today, the premium pricing is value-based. It's supposed to show that it is more quality, and that's why it costs more than others, okay? So again, it's a higher price. It's going into high ticket. It's going into high value. It's going into luxury, right? But Premium pricing is supposed to be focused on the fact that it has more quality than other options in the pricing category. Okay. So when to use it for customer-based businesses, I mean, it's going to be kind of the same as, you know, if you want to show that your service comes with more white glove features to it, you charge a higher price. If it has more access to you, it has a higher price, right? And of course, product-based, if it is luxury goods that are made from premium materials, right? The quality is higher. I mean, I don't care how many times you buy a fake Louis Vuitton, that leather ain't the same. It's still gonna tear up. Them little stitches gonna tear up, okay? But what we know is Louis Vuitton is actually of a higher leather binding and stitching quality, okay? So this is what we're talking about when we're talking about premium pricing, as it goes to the quality being higher and the value being higher, okay? So the second strategy, freemium. Look, we went from high to low, okay? Freemium, okay? F-R-E-E, in case that Alabama got in the way, freemium. So we went from premium to freemium, okay? Freemium is a basic product or service that is for free, where it's almost like a baseline product, and to get more features or more added on, that's when you start to pay for the advanced features, okay? So freemium is associated with a tiered pricing, okay? So for example, most of the AI products that we like to use are freemium, right? Some of the services that we have, they have a free account where you can do some stuff, but when you want to do the real stuff with real convenience or do more of that thing, you usually have to start paying for a package, right? So that's freemium. For service-based businesses, it is effective for online services and even software. Remember, I just talked about software, where basic functionality can attract users, but the additional personality will make, I said personality, but functionality will make them pay or encourage them to pay, okay? For product-based businesses, I love this when it comes to digital products, where you got a basic access and then you got advanced features that give you an advanced access or more access, okay? So this could be apps, this could be subscriptions, this could be tools, things like that, all right? Our third strategy in this category is bundling, okay? Bundling, and that is simply offering several products together at a lower price than if you had bought them individually, okay? And this works the same whether it's service-based or product-based, right? So if something goes together, we put it together, right? And then we charge less than what it would cost them if they had bought those things individually. However, again, this is where baseline pricing comes in. We still are making a profit, okay? So I wish Kimberly was here this morning. Shout out to Kimberly and her product. She has 3 different foot products in her bundle, right? Her main offer is a foot balm, and then she has other things that goes along with it in a bundle that costs you less than if you bought those 3 things separately. We could do the same in service-based businesses. Okay, so we can offer, you know, the thing that you're going to get that's a digital resource. We can offer some some pre-recorded videos, and we can offer a little access all together for less than if you had bought those a la carte. Okay, so when to use this pricing of bundling. For service-based businesses, it is ideal for related services that can be packaged together. The one that gets me every time, that makes me want to scream, is going to be your internet, right? They always want to bundle up the internet, the phone, and the cable, right? When really, sometimes all you want is the internet, or sometimes all you want is the cable, and they throw that little phone in there, and you be like, how much is it without the phone? And then they take off like 50 cents because they're not studying you want to eliminate their phone, right? So bundle. Okay, for product-based, it could be the electronic with the accessories, right? Every time I go and buy a new phone, you know, I'm always gonna get a case. I'm always gonna get some headphones, right? I'm always gonna get the little glass cover thing. I'm probably gonna get you know, something extra, a stylus pen or something, you know, to go with it. But if it came with a bundle, I'm probably gonna want the bundle, right? So start thinking in terms of bundling. How can you bundle? All right, our fourth strategy, subscription pricing, and that is charging a recurring fee for ongoing access, okay? So as long as you pay, that's as long as you can access it. You stop paying, you can't access it no more. Subscription, okay? So for service-based offers, it's very suitable for services that provide continuous value and need regular access, okay? A great example of that would be streaming services. It would be fitness memberships. It would be SEO services, because what we know is, as long as you're prioritizing SEO and working SEO, it works. But the minute you stop, it stops, okay? Product-based business. This can be exclusive for consumables or regularly used products like meal kits, beauty boxes. I know y'all love y'all subscription boxes of all sorts, right? So you stop paying for the subscription, you stop getting that box and whatever come in it, all right? The next strategy is optional product pricing. Now, this is some real psychology here, okay? Pricing optional or accessory products sold to the main product. So this is an example of this is in the entrepreneur world, we encounter it a lot when people say, pay what you want, right? Or, pay for add-on services or not, okay? So service-based is effective for services with customizable options or add-ons, okay? For product-based, it's suitable for main products that have additional components. So again, it could be, hey, this is the amount if you just get the phone. This is the amount if you get the phone and the case and a charger. This is you see what I'm saying? But it's not necessarily bundling, right? Because they may or may not sell those accessories separately. You see the difference? See, everything be so closely related, it's sometimes hard to see the difference. But that's optional. Optional product pricing, okay? Some kind of option is put in with the main, but it may or may not be available outside of the option to add it to the main, okay? So there are things that could be a la carte services, things that you can get on its own, and there are things that could be, but they're not. And so what you have to do in order to get it, you have to get the main thing, and then you get the main thing plus that, the main thing plus that, and something else, but you can't get the that and the this by itself, okay? Keep that in mind. That's what makes it the optional product pricing. All right, our final strategy is volume pricing. We know about this in product-based. It's very easy, right? We buy in bulk. We pay less than if we buy smaller amounts or individual amounts, right? Easy peasy. Well, we can also do that in service-based, right? For example, I've given the example of me being a fractional chief operating officer. My packages come in hours, right? And it means that I'm going to be paid, I'm going to work no more than those hours. I might work less than those hours for your same money, but I'm not going to work no more than those hours, right? And the more hours that you buy from me in a package, the lower cost you're paying per hour, right? Now, this is where that pricing comes in, where you can't dupe yourself, right? So if you've already started with a low price and then you're telling people, if you get a lot of hours from me, I'll charge you less, you might be looking at the fact that when you multiply your rate times the hours, it's a lot more money. But when you look at how much you're still making per hour, when you discount it, right, you got to look at that too. So I don't want to work 100 hours a month for you if by the time I give you a discount for doing 100 hours versus 5 hours, I'm working for $10 an hour. I'm not happy about them 100 hours no more. Let me tell you how I'm not, okay? So be careful with the pricing, okay? All right, so volume pricing, offering discounts based on quantity purchased. I've already given some examples. Let's talk about when to use it. Service-based offers, useful for services that can be scaled or where bulk purchases are common. Training sessions are great. So y'all know every year I'll be talking about, oh, okay, it's going to be this much per workshop, but if you buy the year's worth of workshops, it'll be this much, which is less than if you bought all of them, right? But yeah, I'll never put that in place. Maybe that'll be a 2025, but that's a great way to do it with your trainings. It can be with your consulting hours, which is what I do at my fractional COO hours. Again, with product-based, it's going to be consumable goods, products where bulk is advantage. So think about your Sam's Club versus your Walmart, right? So in Sam's Club, you can't go in there and buy one roll of toilet paper. You got to go in there and buy package, 3 billion rolls, like it's about to be the pandemic again. I don't know what y'all was doing with the toilet paper in the pandemic. I don't understand. But hey, bulk, think bulk. All right. Now let's go back through here without the extra so that you can understand what's in this list. So we have the premium pricing, we have the freemium pricing, we have bundling, we have subscription pricing, we have optional product pricing, we have volume pricing. All right. So let's start with I'm not gonna, or Teraya stop. Let's go ahead and start with Teraya while she stops so she can drive safely. Teraya, which one of these do you need to add to help with this pricing and help people make a buying decision?
Girl, I don't know. You know, I take notes and I can't take notes. I want to do the pricing where they have options, the optional pricing.
Mm-hmm.
I want them to feel like they're in control.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want them to feel like they're forced to make decisions they don't want to make. Because we're talking about these people and their kids and their money.
Yeah.
So, but I want them to, I want them to have options, but I want them to feel like they need to choose something. And I want them to see themselves in one of these categories. So they're like,
Mm-hmm.
I need to get one of these, but I need to see
Yes.
myself in at least one of these. But I want them to feel like in one of these options, if they get more than one option, they feel like they're getting a great deal if they get more than one option. Does that
I
make
love that.
sense?
It does.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what that is. Yes, you are correct. Cool beans. All right.
Yeah.
Let's go to Miss Shawana. Shawana Kennedy. Which one of these do you know you need to add to start helping people make a buying decision? We want them to pick
Good
Kennedy and
morning. I
Media.
knew you were going to call me next, and I was already prepared to say what she said.
Yes. Come
No,
on, Shawana.
my answer was what she said. That sounded really great.
Yeah, no.
Um,
Pick something
I
else.
already have different bundles.
Mm-hmm.
However, uh, it's just with the season that we're in, it really is trying to look at things differently. And also, one of the things that
Yeah.
I must do is update those things on my website.
Yes.
So without it being on my website, so for me, out of all of these things,
Mm-hmm.
I need to update the website to reflect even the different options. Like that has
Yeah.
to be priority.
I love that. I also have to update mine since I have increased the price of my strategy sessions and broken it out to where if you want the old price, you can get only a part of the entire roadmap, right? I have to update mine too, so you're not by yourself on that. Let's go to Dr. Toya. Good morning, Dr. Toya. So which one of these pricing that are in the category of value-based do you want to start using more of?
I want to use, I thought it was optional, but now after I just heard, Trey, it might not be optional. The one where you only have access it. You only have access to it if you've had another product. So for example,
Yeah.
my intention is to only allow people to book one-on-one sessions with me if they're in my larger program.
Yes, you're correct. That's the optional product pricing.
Okay. Okay.
And what helps to differentiate that one is those optional products aren't necessarily available on their own. So you're correct. I also have a similar thing with my top tier coaching program. You cannot get in that program unless you have a roadmap for me in one way or another. Because in that program, all we do is I walk alongside you as you execute the roadmap to help you to get to your goals, right? So you have more access to me, more consulting, more mentorship, all of those things, but you have to have a roadmap to even get to that part of the business, right? But everything else is you got to have that roadmap. So every other offer is different ways in getting the roadmap. So I love that. But we're constantly giving y'all more things to think about. So Shawana had a way she's going to do it. Dr. Toya has a way she's going to do it. And I just gave you another way that I do it. So thank you for that, Dr. Toya. Dr. LaFera, which of these value-based pricing strategies are you going to start to use more of to help people make a buying decision?
It will probably be optional product pricing. So
Y'all are
if
loving that one.
they've worked with me well, if they purchased a course or probably a course, if they've purchased a course, not just a ebook, then they can get the advocacy services, because that won't necessarily be something that I'm like always out like, talking about as much. I'll talk about it some, but not like, okay, I want people to just start coming in for that. But that way, like, well, yeah, I don't know that I would restrict them from having advocacy services though if they've never taken a course. So I have to look at that.
Okay, not a problem. Everybody's loving the optional. I like that. Dr. Tachi, which one are you going to start doing more of to help your clients make a buying decision? And let's see if Dr. Tachi is available. There she is.
I'm here. I just had to get back to the screen.
Okay.
Freemium pricing.
Yes, freemium. Dr. Tachi has a network, so it's freemium. There's some stuff you can watch for free, and there's some stuff behind a paywall. I like that, Dr. Tachi. Thank you for shaking it up a little bit. Anything else you want to say about the freemium?
No, not really. Freemium pricing.
Thank you, Dr. Tachi. All right, Dewana, get out your downward dog, Dewana. We want to hear how Chef Dewana is going to use one of these strategies.
So, good morning, everybody. So, in looking and thinking, my clients are all niche clients. So, my pricing is already premium. I don't really have anything for free, and I don't have any options to offer you, because either you want it. Well, okay. So I have different packages in terms of how many meals you want per week. What I do need to do, and you didn't add this option because this happened to me yesterday. I am trying to figure out a way to come up with a quote unquote subscription. So you have to pay for 30 days up front, or you have to pay, something like that. But other than that, and freemium is not even an option in my world. You can't get no free food over here. So
No. Freedom is not. So yours is more the subscription pricing is what you're describing. You could look at some bundling, but it just depends. Like I know that you sometimes do smoothie juices type of thing. I don't know how often you want to do it, but that's something that you can make a bundle that you only get the vegan meal or the vegetarian meal. You can also get the, fresh squeezed juice or whatever. I mean, that's something that could be. I don't know if that's something that you want to do.
Not really.
Then there's an element in the subscription. There's an element of volume pricing, right? So if I get 3 meals in a week, or 5 meals in a week, or 7 meals in a week, or if I get, 1 meal a day, or 2 meals a day, or 3 meals a day for 30 days, the more meals, maybe there's a volume pricing in there.
But I've already got that. I've already got that baked in too. So kind of as you go up on each one of your, if you get 6 meals, then it's this price. If you get 9 meals, you might take off a few dollars because you're getting more. But yeah, so.
And y'all heard the chef say it's baked in, right?
It's baked in.
It's baked in.
See what I did there?
Hilarious. Thank you for that.
So I have a question. Wouldn't the freemium pretty much be geared toward your tofu audience? So to pull in your top of funnel audience, wouldn't she provide food tips and information to her top of funnel in order to suck them into her premium for them to become premium audience members?
But I kind of have that in there too. That's like
the one to say I kind of got all of this. Well, what I'll say is freemium is more about when you see those pricing comparisons, and the freemium has these 5 features, and then the next one has those 5 features plus 5 more, and then the next one has those 10 features plus 15. You see what I'm saying? So that's more the freemium, unless what you're talking about is more of a lead magnet than freemium. But again, these things kind of touch on each other, and you can kind of maneuver them around to kind of be like the other. What you wanted to add, Dr. LaFera?
How can you have freemium if you have products that you have to have people pay for? Because I'm listening to y'all talk about Schwann, and that doesn't make sense to me, because she has to pay for this. Like the products anyway, like if they put something in their mouth, she has to pay for it. So how could her stuff be freemium? Because I
For
was
most,
like, are you saying premium or freemium?
so Teray was talking about freemium. So when it comes to products where you have to pay for stuff, that's not where freemium comes in for product based. It comes in at digital products is where it's best used. Not necessarily where it's a physical product where you've had to pay a manufacturer for something. It's more of digital products of when to use for product base. Does that make sense?
I got you. Yeah.
Yeah. Now you can do freemium, but you have to buy in bulk, right? That's the only way freemium pretty much works. So if you buy in bulk and you got strong enough marketing, you can have something where you give a baseline something for free, right? And then they have to pay to get more. They have to pay to get more stuff in it, or more like as in volume, more or more items along with it. For example, if you go to a Chinese restaurant, right, or Italian restaurant, there are certain things that come on the table, right? That's freemium. Because think about it, you could get that free bread and that little sauce, you can get that chips and that salsa and get some water and never pay for nothing, right? So that's freemium, but the expectation is that you're going to buy more. So you can kind of do it, but the thing that they're giving you, anticipating that you're going to buy, don't cost them that much. And they're going to make it up on the end of what you actually buy. So it's a way to do it. It's just, if you're not buying in bulk, it's not worth trying to do. So it's more for us entrepreneurs. It's more for digital products. Does that make sense, Dr. LaFera? Because let me tell you how that chips and salsa ain't costing them nothing. But they also know that it ain't quenching no hunger either. So there's that. All right, let's go to Miss Debbie Mitchell. Which one of these strategies are you going to be using to bring about more of a buying decision quicker with your people, Miss Debbie?
Hi, good morning, everybody. So, of course, I'm going to have to go back and read through everything because my brain is fried. But I think the subscription,
yes,
we talked about me doing a workshop where I offer it a monthly work, or maybe twice a month, a 90-minute workshop where people have access to me.
Yes. I like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. And
yeah.
So
that's similar to how I said about the workshop, how if you buy the year, right, with however many workshops in the year, you get access to all of them, right? And then if you don't buy the year, then you're paying a la carte for each one. So yeah, you can definitely do training is a great way to do that with service. Because and it makes you be more strategic about your training topics too. Because some of us have trainings where we're trying to give away the whole kit and caboodle in one training. Break that thing up. So subscription. So yeah, most definitely. Love it. All right. Let's go to Miss Heather. Miss Heather, which one of these are you thinking about doing? I know you've been over there taking good notes.
What I want to do is figure out a subscription. I've been thinking about it for a while, but I haven't actually been able to like put something together that makes sense and I think would be really valuable. And I know, you and I have talked about like doing these drop-in sessions for people who want to write a book. I'm going to start those up again probably in the next couple of weeks, but I think subscription is one of the things that I really want to figure out.
Yeah, so for you, that subscription is probably going to have to be geared towards thought leaders, right? Who definitely have to get out, churn out these blog posts and these articles. You see what I'm saying? So you would have to be a part of that content, in that content step for all of that. And the best people for that, because some of us entrepreneurs don't be caring nothing about it. But then if you get into the ones that are trying to be thought leaders in areas where that is frowned upon, right? Like they don't care what your personality in, your grammar better be good. So that's more like academia, right? It's more the professional areas like medical and legal. You see what I'm saying? Because they can't be tolerated with typos and stuff as much as us who are out here with our expertise in a more forgiving industry. So I would target some of those people.
Okay.
And I will tell you that especially legal, one of the, and academia, probably medical too, but one of their steps of success is they have to become a thought leader. They have to get published.
Yeah, they have to
right?
be
Or
published.
they might have to write a book, or they might have to write a series of books, right? So I would look in those areas and things like those areas.
Yeah.
Because the key to subscription is they have to keep it coming
They
out
have to keep, they have
on
to
a
keep
routine
pumping out
basis,
content, right?
and nothing else is really working like that. It could also be some of these people who are doing episodic novels, you know, the Kindle Vella people and
Yeah.
the you know, all the you know, I love my little werewolf books, but all the places to where you know, they basically you end up paying $100 for that damn book when they get finished buying it chapter by chapter. Yeah,
Yeah.
but most of them, they're just ongoing and they have such a short time to crank out those episodes. And let me tell you how I read one book where the plot was really good, but woo, they really needed editing for each one of them episodes. And let me tell you how when I finally did get over to the comments read, they was roasting the shit out of that author over the typos, because it was typos that really, like, you saying he when it's she, different things going on. So you might even come up with a some type of subscription for that, because they are selling it on a subscription basis, basically.
Yeah.
And those type of books, they try to keep them books going on forever. I read one and it was Saving Nora. It was translated out of
Oh, yeah, we talked about that one.
Asia, one of the Asian languages. I don't know if it was Chinese or what, but that damn Saving Norma was over 1,000 and something chapters.
Yeah.
I don't even know when they start, and each one of them babies was good. But oh, Dr. Toy, you know about Saving Norma? No, you don't. You found a YouTube series. Okay, yeah, they did. They turned to a YouTube series, a movie, all kind of stuff. It was good, but it had 1,000 and something chapters. But some of those people, they don't know how to keep it going in a good way, but they know they need to keep it going to make more money, right?
Yeah.
Whenever you're ready to read, you can bust in. Just do it safely while you're driving.
I just want to make a comment about Heather's subscription.
Okay.
When I tell you that if Heather had talked me into a subscription, like a 10-month or a 12-month subscription, I would have jumped all over that. Because
describe it.
What do you mean?
Because if she would have, because I had to pay her fee in like 4 months. If she had put me into a 12-month subscription and she would have increased her price and let me pay it over a 12-month period, and she would have told me, I'm going to help you write 2 books and 2, I don't know, workbooks, you know, a journal and a workbook in a 12-month period, and she would have doubled her price, and I would have had 12 months to pay for it, and it would have broken down into 12 payments. That would have been worth it for me, because in 1 year I would have had 2 books, one journal and a workbook, and it would have been done. And she would have been able to teach me how to be able to do it in a way that it would all have connected. Because remember, she's the expert. She's the award-winning editor. So it would have been perfect, but the thing is that instead she was like, let me help you write this book, and then later I'll help you write. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll do that sometime along the line. But it would have been easier mentally for me to have broken down those payments if she had doubled her price and then broken down those payments over a 12-month period.
Gotcha.
I'm just saying, as her customer, because I was her customer, but instead she charged me however much, and I had to pay for it in a 4-month period, which were larger payments in a shorter amount of time. But if she had doubled that, you see what I'm saying?
Thank you.
I'm just yeah, mentally.
And it kind of works, because even though the boot camp part of it, or the, you know, help you write part of it is only so long, but the actual editing process can elongate it more, right? To give them more time to make more payments, Heather, is what she's saying.
Yeah, I got you.
So that was cool. That was
yeah,
awesome.
I'm writing it down. Thank you, Trey.
Yeah, I would also say just in general, now that you have a team, right?
Yes.
Kind of an ongoing editing. So you know how people have like the website subscriptions or graphic design subscriptions where you can get so many a month, or you know, every 3 months you can use it or you can't use it. But like, I'm constantly writing. I have like 3 books right now. in their journals, but they still need looking at, right? My daughter's poetry book. And if there was like a subscription that you could do about word count, for 3 months is this many words or whatever, something like that.
Yeah.
But where that I could just like send it in and it's like, 24 to 48 hour turnaround, because these are short projects versus like larger books.
Right.
Then I think something like that would also be really good.
Okay, thank you. Ooh.
Oh, love it, love it. All righty. I'm loving it. So we got Glow over here. She been hanging out over here in the YouTube comments, y'all. She didn't make it in the studio on time. But she agreed with me about the cable bundle. She said Spectrum does her like that. She probably tried to get rid of that little phone and they would say, yeah, so you pay $300 for cable. And so you would pay, we could take the phone off, but that would be $299.50 that you would still have to pay if we took the phone off. But she says she's going to do subscriptions. She really needs to map out a lot of things. She says she's just scared that one would subscribe to pay to listen to her podcast. So she guessed that why I haven't done a subscription. Okay, so you need to go and look at how other podcasters are doing it, Glow. One of my favorite podcasts is called Shits and Giggles. It's two British dudes, James and Fuhad. And so what they do is they have Patreon. So people subscribe to their Patreon and they get exclusive content. They actually get episodes that the people that are just watching the free episodes don't get. Right? So say they record twice a week and the free people get the Tuesday episode, but the paid people get the Tuesday and the Thursday episode. So that's one way to do it. I've also seen these episodic authors now putting their stuff behind paywalls that they have more control over, that are more like a Patreon. And what they started doing is you might get, let's say, promotional stuff related to the book. One book I'm reading right now, she does a very good job of, as we're reading the words, she comes up with, whoever does her book covers, also kind of gives us pictures of the characters as we're reading the episodes that are digital and have no pictures. And you can get print versions of those characters if you're behind her higher end paywall. So you can do it in different ways. So just find a blueprint, find out what other people are doing, and then you can do a version of that, Glow. So just think about it a little more. I mean, they can even get a t-shirt a quarter. I mean, think about it. You got a t-shirt business. So a t-shirt per quarter of the year. So that's 4 t-shirts a year. Make sure that your, monthly cost adds up to that. They can get, possibly they can be in studio, you know what I'm saying? Live on Zoom when you're recording stuff. And then you can now start to engage your studio audience, kind of like I do the morning show. As you know, can't just anybody come in studio. You have to pay the cost of being a consistent member of the community that shows up. But you could have a paid studio audience is what you can have. So just look at different things, Glow, so that you can kind of bring in a subscription model to it. You can even have, like they have the subscription boxes of different stuff. You can have stuff related to the themes of your podcast, and the subscription could be that subscription box. But just think on it a little more. But there are subscriptions out there or paywalls as associated with these podcasts. She said, I was going Patreon, but I just felt like it was too much for me to manage. Yeah, you're going to have to come out of that though, Glow, because you're the same person that was having whole barbecues and not charging folks, but you was giving them folks food. So I'm gonna need you to come up out of that. That's that confidence stuff. Come out of the confidence and come into the business, because there are things. So ask your people what get feedback from your people. You have a very engaged community. So what would make them get more involved, or what will be valuable to them to pay for alongside the podcast? What will make them feel like VIP podcast audiences, and figure out what you can do from that. She says Spotify has it where I can get my listeners to subscribe as well. Yeah, I mean, I get that you're saying that you don't want to use the show itself as the thing that they pay for. But again, like I said, Fuhad and James, they have a whole extra episode over there that you can't get nowhere else unless it's behind the paywall. So you can kind of do that too. So yeah, ask them Because again, you have one of the most engaged communities. So ask them what will be added value for them to be VIP audience members, right? So just ask them. Cool beans. Today was great. So anybody else have any questions or any value adds about today around value-based pricing?
I just would like to say quickly, thank you, Teray. Thank you, Dr. Toya, Shay, everyone. Like, I love it here. And I get mad when I miss it. So
I know. You was over there yesterday just stewing in it. Okay, so your show notes, y'all. Don't forget you have a ChatGPT prompt in your show notes. This prompt is for you to use along with all of the pricing strategies to help you to pick which one may be good for you. It goes like this. My offer includes, insert your offer features. It helps, insert your ideal client, to stop, insert the problem or pain point, buy, insert your solution, to, insert the transformation, and then you say which psychology or pricing would fit best to create a compelling offer and quicken the buying decision. And then you put the full list in there and let ChatGPT go to work to help you some, okay? So that word for word prompt is in the show notes. You get the show notes if you are in our free community, shaycannon.info/group. Okay, our show announcements. So our affordable workshop series tomorrow. So the custom GPTs for business workshop is tomorrow. And then the challenge experience starts the following Monday through Wednesday. Again, that is $147 to the general public. It is $97 to our community. Get in the community, shaycannon.info/group. You save $50. If you're in our membership, you save $100. If you are in a top tier coaching program, you don't pay at all, okay? So go to shaycannon.com/GPT. Go ahead and get signed up. The June calendar was released yesterday. So for the new Zoom link, which y'all already got, because that's how y'all got here. And all of the events are on the featured posts. So anything that y'all are looking for, go to the featured post. Some of the stuff is in the events, right? Like if you're looking for a morning show and you can't find the Zoom, you can go to events or the featured posts to find it, okay? Dr. LaFera, what you got?
How do we find the show notes in the group? Because I don't think I ever.
Amen. I'm right there.
You go under you go under files. They're under files. There are PDFs and they're under files. But I basically post them every day. But to go to the group of them, you go under files. So you know what? Let's do a little tour. Because y'all be tripping. I don't know why y'all act like this. Look, y'all act like your children act when you tell them to go find something and they claim they can't find it, and then you go find it, and if it was a snake, it would have bit them. Yeah, that's how y'all be acting. Okay, so
but some of your children are visual, so that
here's your visual. So you go in the group. Now keep in mind, I'm on the computer, I'm not on the phone, but there is a featured post area. So you got the full calendar if you just want to see the full calendar. You got the workshop, you got the work sessions, both of them are there. You got the morning show where you can get your Zoom link here. You got the last movie night. You got where we last voted on the movie night. You got all the extra features we added in May. You got the workshop. Well, that's actually a webinar. And so that's most of the stuff that's under the featured task. But you also have events. If you go under events, some of those same things are there. If it's an event and it's coming up soon, there's an event in the events tab, okay? Under files, this is where all the show notes are. You see that? Ever since I started promising you show notes at the end of April, all of them are there.
Thank you for this tour, Shay, because I was in
You're
I was in featured this morning, touring it, and I didn't see that.
If you are looking to just be in the comments, like say you missed the 8:20 cutoff for getting in studio, I always add a post with the link to the YouTube so that you can get straight to it. Another thing is when I'm adding the show notes, this is how it looks on the wall. I always try to add the day of the week, the date, the part, the name of the blog, and let you know that it's the morning show notes. So, yep. That's where everything is, y'all. That's your, look, that is your Facebook tour of the day. Anybody else have any questions or any value adds before we get out of here? This has been a good one. So tomorrow we're talking about behavior-based pricing. And it's a lot of, no, we're not. We're talking about marketing-based strategies. My bad. Market-based pricing strategies is tomorrow. And then Thursday is behavior-based. I say the best for last because it's like 8 of those. And I say that for Friday. Y'all know how I do. All right, guys. Well, y'all have a great day.